Hey everyone, Richard Robbins here. Well, Happy New Year. Welcome to the Roaring 20s. We've got a brand new decade in front of us. I'm so excited. Anyway, I got the numbers for the Fraser Valley. I want to show you what's going on, but I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take you through January through December of 19. I'm also going to show you a comparison of December of 18 to 19. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the number of sales for the last 5 years. I'm also going to show you the benchmark price for the last 5 years as well. One announcement I do want to make. I've been doing these monthly updates now for a number of years. I want you to know we're going to move them from monthly to quarterly. Why, you say? Because when I started this, my objective was to show real estate professionals how they could do updates for their marketplace and get them out to their audience. Now, since then, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you are now doing that, which is really cool. So, of course, objective achieved. So you keep doing yours monthly. I'm going to move mine to quarterly. Let's get started. Okay, so right here, you can see January through the end of December. We look at the sales, active listings, months of inventory, average price. Sales, we take sales divided into active listings, gives us months of inventory. 4 to 6 months, balance. Above 6 months, buyers. Below 4 months, seller's market, okay? So let's look at our sales. We start at 784. Of course, it started to go up as it always does as we move in the spring. 782, 1221. You can see we went up to 1383, and then May was the best month of the spring at 1517, but not the best months of the year, which is unusual. Okay, June, 1306, went up 1458 in July. Look at July was more than June. That's a little bit unusual. 1297 in August. September 1343, best months of the year right here, 1592. Look at it was larger than it took place in May. Then 1405, and then in December as they drop off went to 1247. But I'll show you in just a moment how this December of 19 was way better than December of 2018. Months of inventory, look at 7.6. Up into buyer's market territory, sort of moving a little more balanced, all along here. And then what happened, look, we ended up at 3.8, the lowest of the year. Look, we started at 7.6, ended at 3.8. It's down 21% from November. That's a big number, everybody. Look at this. 2018, in December, you did 800 sales. You did 1247, which was up by 56%. Huge difference, right? What happened to the price? 2018, your average price was $711. Okay, and this is for December, not the whole year. I'll get to the year in just a moment. You can see we went up to $751. So just from December of 2018 to 2019, you're up by 5.7%. Now, you might say, why would that be up so much? Because look at your inventory. You moved into seller's territory right here, so your market starts to strengthen. Okay, so let's look at this. Here's your chart of your months of inventory for the last 3 years. Look at, we started just over 4 months of inventory in 2017. We ended at 2.8. Okay, strong seller's market, right? But then what happened in 2018? We started here just over 3, but look where we ended up. 7, almost 7. Okay, so you can see we went from 3 to almost 7. So we go down here from seller's market to what? Buyer's market. Prices started to weakening. 2019, we started up here above 7, but where did we end up? 3.8. So almost the opposite of what happened the year before, which means we went from buyer's market, seller's market. Prices strengthening, prices weakening. So the trend line says that you should have a really good year in 2020. Here's your total sales. 2015, you did 21,000 sales. Then what happened? We went up by 13% to roughly 24,000. What happened? We went down here, okay, 22,000, down by 7%. And then look at this, 2018, we are off by 30%. And then really almost the same here in 2019. We did 15,586. We did 15,487. So you can see what's going on. Really good. Then it went down a little bit, and that's the way it starts, right? Then it went down a lot. Now what's happened? We balanced out. So what do you think is going to happen in 2020? Well, I suspect we're going this way. We're going to go back up. Where are we going to go to? Maybe we'll get up around here at 22,000 sales. Hard to say. But I think what you're going to see is you're going to see it start to go up. What about your price? Average price, $574, 2015. Went up by 15%. 665. 2017, you can see we went up by 5% to 698. 2018, we still went up, even though the market went off, by 7% to 751. And then, of course, we dropped off a little bit here by 4%. So went from 751 down to 720. Now, this was for the whole year. The number I gave you before was just for December. This was for the whole year. So you might say, well, why were we off? Because the first part of the year, you were very much into more of a buyer's market. So that's why you're off. Now, just so you know what we also have here, I'm not going to go over them, but we got your sales for detached over the last 3 years. We got townhouses sales for the last 3 years. We got apartments for the last 3 years. Okay, and then we got your average price for detached for the last 3 years, as well as townhouses and apartments. All you have to do to get that content is just go to our blog. Go to our blog, it's on our website. You can look at all of those other slides, get an idea what's going on in your market. So anyway, prediction for 2020, you're in for a good year. Now, is it going to get back to what it was 3 or 4 years ago? You know, it's always hard to say, you never know. But I think you're going to start to see some momentum. You're going to start to see your prices continue to rise. You're going to see your sales start to rise. You're even going to see multiple offers in some cases are going to start to happen again, if not already. Anyway, I'm wishing you an amazing 2020, and everybody, at the end of the day, always remember, it's a beautiful life. Make it count.